How's it going, guys? So I currently have a Skoda Octavia. This is a 2013 model here in the workshop, and it has come in for a few jobs, but one of those jobs is to sort out a window problem. So if you just look up here, the window is stuck in this position, and I just wanted to give you a very quick tip on diagnosing a fault like that, because it is very common in vehicles, especially in Volkswagen and Audis. So with the power on, you come over to the switch. Make sure you're close enough to listen as you flick the switch. But if the switch is capable of making noise in the door panel itself, you're safe enough to say that there's full power going down to the motor. If you can hear the motor turning, then chances are the motor doesn't have an issue. It's unusual for teeth or anything like that to fail on these. And then lastly, if you can hear this noise, which is the cabling of the window regulator crackling, it is safe enough to say that the window regulator has failed in this. So after this test, I've ordered a regulator, and I'm going to strip it down now while I'm waiting for the window regulator to come. I'm going to show you how to replace the window regulator in it, but that was a very quick tip on how you can diagnose it pretty accurately without stripping the whole door panel down. So I'm just over the passenger side now, and I'm about to take off the door panel, and these are the tools I'm going to be using to start off, which is the plastic trim removal tools down here. Very cheap and very handy if you're doing anything with interior use or plastics in your vehicle. I would highly recommend getting these. I have my torque head set here, and I'm just going to assess what things need to come out first. I believe this plastic here needs to pop out. Okay, so we've got 1, 2 down there, and they are small torque heads. There, I'll also have a button clip remover tool that I'll be getting in a second, and possibly this plastic here. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove them bottom 2, and see if this item removes here. Removed both bottom pieces there, and they are a T15 is the head size on those. And as you can see in there, there's another torque head that needs to be removed. I'm also just going to go and disconnect this electrical plug here. Just remove that now, and it was a T20 is what was holding that in. So with them few bits removed, I'm now going to go about and see by putting the lever in here and trying to get pressure where the actual button clips are located. So you just pry in, and once you get a bit of visibility on the inside here, you'll be able to see the locating pins. So I've removed all them push button clips here, and I'm going to go about taking this plastic cover off. I've just removed the handle there, and it's been held in by these retaining clips here. One stayed on the handle itself, and one stayed on the door card, which when you look inside there is another torque head that needs to be removed, and another one up there. Once I get those two out, I'll be able to pull the door card out of position, disconnect any plugs that need to be removed, and then the door card will be ready to come off. So I'm going to go and get some tools to remove those ones right now. Before I do that, I forgot to mention I used a small flat screwdriver for this, because the plastic trim tool wasn't able to get in and around it, I suppose, securely enough. So there's a position here, there's a gap, so I put that in and popped it there. I went to the other side, popped it, and then I pulled it back with my hand. And it's a T30 that's holding that in position. Door panel is now off. One more electrical connector up there, and this cable had to be removed, and it's on the floor now. To get at the window regulator itself, you need to remove pop rivets and take this panel down. This is the motor that's pressing into the window regulator. Okay, so the plan of action with this is, it looks like these ones here are the outer pop rivets holding this panel on. I believe these pop rivets are holding the actual window regulator in place. So we will need to drill all of these out. So the door card will come away. I'll be taking the motor off, and any electrical connector. That speaker will be able to remain stationary, I believe, so I'll just have to take that off and take the disconnect this out of position here. So basically the next thing we're going to be doing is getting the correct drill bit sizes and start to go around the outer ones, and then I will be doing these ones as well. What I might try and do first is remove the motor and see if I can get the window to move up and down, depending on how the cable is damaged. If it locks in a position, the window won't be able to move at all, it'll just be stuck. So I'll take this out of position now and see if that window will drop or not. If it doesn't drop, I'm going to go about drilling out every pop rivet that I need to. So the motor is now taken out, and as you can see, the regulator is damaged. The cabling there is all balled up. So the next thing is to see if the window is going to drop enough and pop these out. If not, it'll just be a case of going around and drilling out all the ones around the panel and then removing it when they free out. Okay, so I've gone around and drilled out all of these and then knocked the edges back with a chisel. So removed all of those, and now I'm getting ready to pull the panel out of position. Door panel removed here. This electrical connector, you push back on that clip and that gets removed through this hole here. And the wiring loom just had to be rerouted on this side to take that out. And the door lock cable had to be pulled back through this hole here. When that is done, that slings out of the way. You can see the damage to the regulator here with the cabling. And now it's just about allowing the window down enough and trying to get it out of position. And there is pins, I believe, that's holding this window in place. Window is now removed. Panel is going to be left in here because we have other jobs to carry out on this while we are waiting for the regulator to come. In the last clip you seen me using a punch to knock out the pins so you could slide the window up. The plastic pieces, the covers that are here and over here, that when you take them off and the window, if it's able to slide down and the regulator isn't jammed, you'll be able to pop them out in position. If the regulator cabling is wound and it won't allow it to come down, you will end up having to do them later on when you get the panel out further. But that's it for now. I just have to wait for the regulator to come and then it will be fit back. Okay, so I got the new window regulator here. It actually came with the panel piece as well. Sometimes these window regulators just come on their own and you merge it to the old one. But because the speaker, let me put on the light, because the speaker and a sensor, where is it, down here, is already in this, I decided to take the window regulator off that panel and just fit it on to the old panel, because I won't have to mess with the speaker or the sensor on this side. So that's what I've done. I removed this piece from the panel and switched it over. If you have just got this piece on its own, you don't have to worry about that. If you get the panel piece complete with the regulator, you can switch over the speaker and the sensor as well. But that's it. So I'm going to go ahead now and switch this over to the old one and start to fit back together again. The pin has just been fitted on the inner one there, and this one is still to do. So just show you the setup. Here I have got a 1/4 inch socket driver, and this is the outer part here, and that's just going to pop onto that, and it makes it easier to put into position like that. I will be using a flat screwdriver to pull the cable back out of the way to line it up. And then on the inside here, because we're using this already, popping that on the top like that, and then pushing it through so it doesn't spread it, and it acts as a nice little driver to put in the center bit of it. So quite simple but very effective, and that's the way it'll be put back together now. So that's the outer piece, and now it's just to put in the inner. It's now much later in the evening, and I wasn't able to shoot the last segment of this, but you will have the gist of it by the way it was stripped down. It's all back together now and everything is working on it. I had to run off and get pop rivets, the correct size ones to fit that. I hadn't any in the workshop, so that ran me late, but it is now functioning fine, going up and down as it should, and everything is all sweet. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please like, share, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.